Full court press.
What's up, bro?
What's up? It's your boy G.
It's Hawk in the building.
You know what I mean? At Hawks Hoops.
On IG.
Once again, the plug, you know.
We heard some complaints from the last episode. You should already know that the sound should be 1,000 times better.
1,000 times. A little mix up, but nothing big.
I'll take responsibility for last episode. I kind of miscommunication on the mic situation was pretty much all my fault.
A little bit, but I don't like to spread the blame. The pen situation.
We're going to chill out with the pens.
We're going to put that down.
I ain't got no pens in my hand this episode.
Yeah, put them away from us. We don't even need pens. So
and I got some complaints that I was swaying too much. So I'm gonna try to stay still.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, everybody.
I was low-key just swaying. I could see where that would be a problem.
Everybody said, they was like, yo, I was getting dizzy watching y'all.
Yo, big boys in a rolly chair, we swaying, dog. I don't know about you. But nah, episode 2, we getting it rolling. We got episode 2.
It's been a lot of good playoff games.
It has, a lot. Some things are not going the way we thought they were going to go.
No.
Some things are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we can get into it. We're going to start with the West, obviously. Start with the playoffs. Talk about a little bit of coach, front office movement. Probably end with the Sixers in Philly, since we're in Philly. Let's talk about this nonsense. But to start it off, Clippers, Warriors.
So game 1, Clippers just ran off the court. And I was like, the Warriors are the Warriors. And I wasn't really too worried. Did you watch game 2 at all?
So I watched the highlight. I didn't. So my thing was, like I explained last week on episode 1, I was like, I'm just not worth watching them in. But then when I saw the highlights, I was like, you know what?
Clippers are fighting.
If the Warriors were gonna lose, that would be the fashion they would lose that one game, because they're not losing 2 games.
No.
But the fashion in which they lost that second game is the way I think it should have went down, and it will go down. They would give up a 31-point lead.
I was watching that game, and once halftime came around, it was up by so much. I said, bro, I'm turning this game off. I turned the game off. I go back to Xbox. Next thing on my phone buzz. 4 minutes left. The Clippers are only down 2. I said, wait a minute. Timeout. Hold on. What happened? I left. I was up by 20 something. So yeah, that game was interesting. What's interesting to me about that game is the fact that Patrick Beverley is guarding Kevin Durant for a lot of that game.
Yeah, a lot.
Kevin Durant had 9 turnovers in game 2. 9.
I mean, that's who Patrick is. He's that ride. I'm not even gonna say a dirty player, but he hustles. He's gritty.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant himself said, I respect it. I like it.
He'll get,
I like what he does. I think it's super effective, and more people should play like that.
Yeah.
Against high caliber players. Exactly. That's how you gotta play.
He tried to get in the skin. He plays physical.
You know what I mean? Everything on the line. That's what it is. Boogie's hurt. I don't think that matters.
They're saying it sucks for Boogie, but it doesn't suck for the Warriors.
Yeah, the only person that it even sucks for is Boogie.
He's got a torn quad, they're saying.
Yeah, he's not gonna. I don't think he's ever gonna come back and be Boogie.
He might not need surgery, but the rehab process is gonna be long. I think he's gonna come in the next season out of shape, probably, because he's gonna be rehabbing his leg the whole season. Whole off season.
And basically, he came back in and played this year. How many games he played for the Warriors? Maybe 30.
I want to say around 30 games. Yeah, because he didn't come back till January.
So
my gut wants to say 28 for some reason. I feel like I read somewhere that he played 28 games, but
we'll round up.
30. He was looking all right though. I liked how he was looking. He wasn't looking like Boogie.
Yeah, but he came in and he fit in, and he was that player. We're getting another decently high caliber player here.
They didn't need him to be Boogie as well. They just needed him to stretch the floor and shoot threes, which he did. He was playing in the post pretty well.
And then that happens.
It just sucks. He's not getting back. It sucks
because, I was talking to you about, I think it was last night. I don't think he's ever going to get a bag. I think he's going to be that person that he's good, but there's always some complication with him. So teams only usually pick him up for a 1 or 2 year deal, and they give him a half decent contract. And I just hate that for somebody that's good.
Because he wasted a lot of good years in Sacramento. He wasted a lot of healthy good years. He wasted a lot of good, and that's why people don't realize why people get upset when somebody like Anthony Davis asks for a ticket out. It's because people want to win, dog. We played a little bit of ball, and it sucked that you can't win nothing. Yep.
Everybody wants to win. If you like a sport, you want to be good at it. You want to win. And at the end of the day, y'all can talk about loyalty to a team, but it doesn't matter. You want to go somewhere.
You say loyalty to your team, but teams ain't loyal to players either. So
that's also true. They look at it as a business. So should you. You know what I mean? Do what's best for you. But to get off that topic, I'm not trying to get off topic here.
Rockets, Jazz.
Going the way I thought it would go.
Same.
Yeah.
Harden is hooping. Did you? So I saw part of that game last night. And I didn't end up seeing the whole game. I think I tuned in. It was like the third quarter. And like literally the first play I see, Harden come down, cross Rubio, hit a step back, 3, splash in his face. Literally the exact next play, Harden come down, step back, and 1-3. And I was like, all right, well, this is pretty much going how I expected it to go.
The cross you were talking about, the cross, he was giving him that work.
He was giving Rubio that work.
Yeah, he was. Like, he was playing with him. I was like, all right, man. Harden makes everything look really easy on the offensive
He does. I think this is a good experience for Donovan Mitchell, but I don't think they couldn't really expect it to win this series. I feel like they couldn't really expect that.
I thought they were going to catch a game.
But both those games were at home in Houston. Like, they're going back to Utah for game 3 and game 4, so they should be able to grab one at least. I think Houston's going to steal one, though.
Jazz got their fans on their side.
Yeah, Joe Ingles needs to play better. Joe Ingles in the first game, he had 3 points.
Okay.
Joe Ingles in game 2 had 7. Like, he's not being Joe Ingles that we know.
Joe Ingles, technically, I would say, is almost the second best player on that team.
Offensively, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, come on, dog. Trailblazers, OKC Thunder, different than I thought.
Way different than I thought.
Here's why
the games are close till it comes time to close them.
Here's the thing. I thought it was going to be 1-1 right now.
I thought they should have been able to steal one.
I thought they would steal one. So what disappointed me was, like we pointed out the other day, Paul George and Russell Westbrook both have to play good games at the same exact time on the court.
Yep. They haven't yet.
Like, Russell didn't have a terrible game 1, but he just didn't put up shots. Didn't he put up 8 shots?
I'll tell you right now.
I thought Russell put up 8 shots.
He didn't put up that many shots.
Which is crazy from Russ, because Russ puts up value. Like, Russ puts up like 20 shots a game. Something crazy. The next game is when he really got shut down. And I think, like, the big thing is with Damian, he's probably in that mindset, I'm tired of getting in the playoffs. I'm tired of losing early. I'm tired of being compared to Russ, but not being as good, even though he thinks he's better. I think he's just trying to make a statement.
So I'm not going to hold you. Dame is low-key is like, y'all been sleeping on me.
He's proved that for the past couple years. Every year he comes out and he goes off.
I want to say it was All-NBA first team last season. And honestly, it's going to probably, in my opinion, it's going to be between him and Curry who makes it for on All-NBA this season. Because it's going to go to Harden, but then it's going to be either him or Curry. He low-key can get All-NBA 2 years in a row. First team. He's going to make it regardless, but he could be first team 2 years in a row.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely think he could be. I don't know.
I think also what's wrong with the OKC Thunder, one, Russ and Paul George have to play together like well in the same game. They've kind of had back and forths, and there's no one else really around them to do anything. Like,
there's not.
Like offensively, no. Defensively, they got good players. Yeah. Like Jeremy Grant and Terrence Ferguson can play good defense. But like in game 2, Grant put up 5 points. Ferguson put up 7.
And the thing is, it's all you really expect from them.
Jeremy Grant was 0 for 5 from 3.
That's crazy.
Ferguson was 1 for 5 from 3. Like,
oh my God.
Russ and PG are driving, kicking out to these shooters that aren't really shooters,
making buckets,
and they're just throwing up bricks, and it's terrible, dude.
So you think they pull in the series?
I hate to say it, but right now, as what I've seen the last 2 games play out, I would put my money on the Blazers. I thought the Thunder was going to be able to upset it. Like, I mean, technically, it would have been an upset.
I didn't even think it was going to be an upset. I just thought they were going to be able to win.
Well, I'm only calling it upset because the Blazers are the higher seed. But I thought the Thunder was the more talented team.
Yeah, 100%.
But they're not playing like the more talented team. And C.J. McCollum came back from – everybody was worried about his injury. He came back and is hooping.
Balling. Yeah, he's balling.
Also, Enes Kanter is holding it down for them.
Like, 100%.
Holding it down for them. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was.
It's just people stepping up, and I think that's what OKC is missing. People aren't stepping up.
OKC doesn't have people stepping up.
That's simple. If they don't win both of their home games, they're losing the series.
Oh, if the Blazers win one at Oklahoma?
If the Blazers still won, hopefully they don't get swept. If they get swept, then there's a big issue in OKC. Swept in the first round is something crazy.
It's going to be a big issue, and it's not much they can do because both Paul George and Russ have max contracts. It's not much they'll be able to do.
It's nothing you can do except go get more players. Moving on, Nuggets versus Spurs, probably the most interesting matchup.
That's definitely the most interesting matchup.
The Nuggets, even though they're a higher seed, I think that the talent-wise, they're in the same area. I just think if the Nuggets are slightly better as a team, if you put Pop in the equation, it brings the Spurs up to that level. Yeah. So I think they're pretty much on the same team. If I had to put my money on it, I'm going with Spurs.
Popovich and experience.
Yeah.
Like, low key, so in the second game of that series, sir, put your phone on vibrate. And because your phone is blowing up.
I didn't even hear it.
In the second game of that series, the Spurs were up by 19 points at two different points. Like, in the second quarter, they were up 19, and then also, like, towards the end of the third quarter, they were up 19, and somehow the Nuggets still came back to win.
Jamal went off. Then he dropped
21 in the fourth. Yeah, he was killing Derek White.
I think he had 3 points in 3 quarters, wasn't it? And 21. I think he only finished with like either 24 or 27 for sure. Basically, he had a terrible game.
He finished with 24. He had 21 in the fourth.
He had 3 points in 3 quarters. So, like, I was looking like that's not going to happen every night.
No, it's not.
Like, he's not going to bust out, especially the shots he was getting. I think the Spurs are ready for that next time. They'll shut that down. I think they'll probably win 4-2. I think they will.
I think they won't even 4-1. I think the Spurs, and honestly, so I was looking, right? Mm-hmm. If the Spurs win that series, I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion, but they even have a chance to beat whoever comes out of that Portland Thunder series.
Yeah,
that's because they'll end up playing the winner of that next.
Yeah, they don't look like teams that would throw the Spurs off to me.
Exactly.
I don't think they do. So I mean, hey, every single year, no matter what happens, the Spurs.
I mean, the Western Conference Finals exactly
competitive.
Yeah,
every single year. I think
this was definitely a year that people was willing to count them out for sure.
100%.
But Pop said, "Nah, we still here."
East.
So out east, you got the Bucks and the Pistons, and this is the series that I told people just not to watch because it would have been a waste of your time.
You would be right. Don't watch it. Is that something we need to talk about?
Well, I mean, Giannis almost dunked from the free throw line in game. Did you see that?
Yeah.
On that fast break,
he basically made Thon Maker look like a baby.
That?
A baby.
So I think part of it, and it didn't really hit me until after I saw the highlight. I was like, why did he look at him like that? And I was like, oh, that's right, because Thon wanted to trade. Yeah, he requested a trade. And
Isn't he a rookie?
He's not I think he was a rookie like last year. I think this might be his second or third year in the league. He's like well, because he wasn't getting no minutes. Which I mean, you're Thon Maker.
Thon Maker, just give me some minutes. Dog.
But I think him and Giannis were cool, so I think that's why Giannis was so mad that he left. Because I was really surprised he requested a trade. I'm like, bro, you're not nobody to be requested a trade.
Yeah, 100%.
But the Bucks are looking good, and I think Giannis is looking good. The Bucks are looking good. They're playing good defense. Well, a part of it is I want them to hurry up and just get rid of this so they can play the next series because they're playing good, but they're also playing the Pistons without Blake Griffin. So
that's what I'm looking towards.
They're playing good, but it's like also who cares?
The first round one isn't really doing anything for me. Celtics are playing like I thought they would play. They've been all right. Are
you talking about that Celtics Pacers series?
Celtics and Pacers. I think they're playing a little bit better.
I think. Well, that game is also first 2 games have been in Boston.
Mm-hmm. So we got to see what happens. When's that, tomorrow?
That game is.
I believe
yeah, that
tomorrow.
Game should be Friday. I mean, but
so that's something we could probably check out and
see how.
Because Kyrie, I'm pretty sure Kyrie's been bugging.
Kyrie
every single game.
He dropped 37 out of the last game. Yeah. They were playing really good. I think Kyrie
20-something before that.
And Kyrie and Tatum went off. Kyrie had 37. Tatum had 26. And Gordon Hayward had 13 off the bench. They've been playing him off the bench, which I think is really working for him right now.
It's working. I don't think he should be a starter.
Just not yet.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So I think that's been going like it is. I'm interested to see what happens when they go to Indiana.
Step up. You know who I really need to step up a lot.
Who's that?
I still don't really think the Pacers have a chance to beat the Celtics in like the actual series, but to win a game or two, Miles Turner. I really like him as a player. He scored, I want to say, like less than 10 points in the first game, and then in the second game he had 8 points. He had 8 points in 32 minutes.
And he's a big part of their team.
Yes.
A huge part of their team. He definitely does have to step up.
Bojan Bogdanovic, the small forward they got, he had 23. But Miles Turner had 8 points. They're not going to win a game like that.
Especially when you're losing your best player during the season.
Exactly. They're just
and then you're Miles Turner. You're arguably their second best player.
He had 5 points in the first game. I'm sorry. So, they've been... He's just not playing well.
I will say...
I want to say this is also his first year in the playoffs, though.
Yeah. And we all know playoffs is different.
Yeah, playoffs
is different than regular season. It is 100%.
Some lights shine a little brighter. The game slow down.
Palms get a little bit more sweatier.
Speaking of the game slowing down.
Oh, speaking of the we're gonna start that way. Speaking of the game slowing down. Speaking of
these Nets
offense.
Speaking of a player being average in the half court.
Average. But nah. I'll rock with Ben Simmons. Anybody listening, y'all can hate me all you want. I'll take all your bad comments. I was talking about one boy Mario earlier today. Had to set him straight. But we're not gonna get into that right now.
So the Sixers and the Brooklyn Nets are tied 1-1 going to Indiana. They play tonight. They play tonight.
76ers gonna win the series. I don't think it's a chance. Let me tell you why. 76ers played.
Sixers winning both games in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Both games in Brooklyn?
Wait. Hold on. Let me be more specific. Their first game was terrible.
It was.
I mean, every single player had a bad night.
They did.
So that's not normal.
It's not.
If the Sixers play normal, they don't have to be terrific. I don't need Ben to drop 35. I don't need Jimmy Butler to drop 40. Mm-hmm. If they play, I'm sorry, Jimmy didn't have a bad game the first game.
Jimmy played great the first game. He dropped 36.
No disrespect to Jimmy. Jimmy's the only reason why they didn't get blown out the gym, basically.
Yeah.
If everybody has a normal game, the Sixers win both of these games. I think they could win the rest of the games.
Both?
Yeah. I don't see a problem with that. If they have did you see what happened? We're talking about
they went 51-23 in the third quarter in the second game.
The Sixers were snapping. Now that was a little bit better than average for them.
That was above average.
Yeah, it was above average. So I don't expect 50-point quarters from them a lot. I don't expect that.
They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for the most 6 players scoring double digits.
Exactly. I don't
all
expect
6 of those players scored over 15 points.
But I will say what they've been saying is, Joe, get down low, get your work in there. He's been doing it.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it a lot
because he was getting to the free throw line a lot in that first game, and even in this game too, he shot 8 free throws.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy,
I like to see him shoot around like 12 free throws, but
yeah, we'll see how that works out. It's just so many pieces they're trying to get in rhythm.
Speaking of Joel Embiid, he's out of shape.
Oh, you didn't know that? He touches his knees by halfway through the first quarter.
He is out of shape.
Like he breathes heavy and he bends over.
He played 20 minutes. He's out of shape. I can't remember I think he played like 8 of the last like 24 games of the season.
That's what I was trying to explain to you last week. This kid missed mad games. I don't think they kept him like in shape while he was like.
No, he's definitely bigger. Like I was looking at footage
he gained 15 pounds.
I was looking at footage from the beginning of the season to footage like from the last game. Like, oh, he's
huge. I mean, it's
considering he already got terrible knees, he can't just be throwing extra weight on them bad knees.
One, you can't be 280 and think if you put on a couple more pounds, you're fine.
Yeah.
One, you're 280. Low-key, you pushing life kind of hard already. Relax. I don't know. For me, like I said, they all have a decent game. I don't think they're going to lose another game. They had a terrible game and lost by, 9?
That game 1, they lost by...
Really lose. I think it was 9.
111 to 102, yeah.
All right. They lost by 9 and played probably one of the worst games they did this year.
All right, okay.
Come on.
The Nets are going to play better at home,
They are. They're going to play better at home.
The Nets are going to play great
I believe that. But like I said before...
D'Lo about to drop 35.
He'll drop 35. I think Tobias and Jimmy both will drop 20. Ben will get his 15. Joel will drop a matching 35. I keep forgetting leaving JJ out this equation.
I mean, JJ drops, he dropped 17 in game 2.
17.
Jimmy dropped 7 in game 2.
That's how Jimmy is, though. And it's not even that he's having a bad night. He's allowing other people to get their shots.
He was 3 for 10.
Oh, never mind. He was having a bad night. I'll take that back.
Before we move on for the Sixers, you want to comment on Jared Dudley's comment since we kind of alluded to it? Your thoughts on it? So if you don't know, Jared Dudley said that Ben Simmons, I don't remember the exact quote, but he basically said Ben Simmons is a great player and in transition on the fast break, but he's average in half court.
Ben replied,
"It's Jared.
Jared said that. Come on now." It's not a false statement.
Yeah.
And we all know why it's not a false statement because he doesn't have a jumper.
Yeah.
And when you can't shoot
from the free throw line, bro.
The thing is, when you can't shoot, and then you mix that with you not really being like an aggressive offensive person.
To the rim, yeah.
So it's kind of like when somebody backs off you and they guard all the other players, the first thing you do instead of shooting, you want to pass it.
Yeah.
So everybody's looking at you crazy, like, yo, you're standing on top of the key trying to pass somebody, but everybody's guarded heavy.
Exactly.
Shoot the ball. You don't want to shoot because you know you can't shoot worth a lick. Like, it's literally insane. So, like, for me, it's like, people say, like, the main problem is when you break the Sixers down in the half court, he becomes useless. So what I saw in game 2 was, even if it wasn't a turnover, Ben would grab a rebound and he's so fast and so big,
he can
turned
take
it
off
into
and
a
go.
fast break.
Yeah, he can grab and go.
Like, for somebody, here's my statement. Like, people think he's terrible. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's just missing pieces to the game that you can develop with help on the NBA level.
Yeah.
It's only his second year in the league. I'm not pushing him, but next year I have to see something.
Yeah.
Third year in, I got to see that development.
Yeah.
Whether I don't even need him to shoot a three. I just need a jumper.
Consistent mid-range jumper.
Let me see some articles about you in the gym with blah, 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 doing some post moves,
get some
blah,
shooting
blah, blah,
coaches
some
or whatever.
shooting.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I want to see. But when we don't see that, it feels like off season he's relaxed and he thinks he has nothing to work on, which isn't true.
Yeah.
It kind of confuses me on that. I don't know, but I don't think he's bad. I know a lot of Philly fans are having like a hard time with him. Like, he made those comments about like what was he saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah, because they were booing him at game 1.
Basically, if you're gonna boo me when we do well, stay on that side.
Yeah.
Here's the point: Philly fans are crazy. Philadelphia fans are crazy. Let me tell you why.
Philly fans they love hard, bro. They love hard.
Yeah,
that's what makes sense.
They do.
They love hard.
Because
so
like
they put so much into their teams on across all their teams. Like all the Philly teams are like this. Like they're gonna ride for you. But if you're not living up to the expectations that they put on you, they're gonna be mad at you.
Which is the crazy thing is the expectations they put on you.
I mean,
we taking expectations from people that aren't experts in these sports.
But that game 1 was really embarrassing. You said so yourself.
It was. But it's not even just that. Like, I'm talking about all over Philadelphia sports. For instance, like Carson Wentz got hurt. Nick Foles came in, won a Super Bowl. Everybody was like, yo, get Carson Wentz the F out of here. Trade that man.
They was.
He comes back the next season. He plays a couple games. He looks like he's a little bit better, not where he was. They're like, all right. Throw this man a contract extension. What? What? Bro, y'all wanted to trade this man 2 months ago.
You're right.
And that's the thing that gets me with Philadelphia, because it's like, beginning of the year, it's like, yo, we're going to build this team around Ben and Joel.
Yeah.
Which is their fault. You never should have said that nonsense.
This is also true.
You didn't pick the greatest player of all time out of high school. Like, the only person to come out of high school that y'all could say that was LeBron. Since then, no one person has came straight out of high school and you can say I'm going to build a team around him.
Yeah, that makes
crazy.
sense.
The fact that you say that and then a year later you're like, yo, we need to trade Ben. He holding his back. Give it time. That's all I'm saying to everybody. Just give it time. Next year, now the thing is, I see the problem is next year you can't really trade him. You can trade him, but you're not going to get anything for him.
You're not going to get much back unless you convince him to sign a rookie extension and then you trade him.
And then you trade him. But he's going to want a bag because of Ben Simmons.
He's feeling himself.
I'm trying to tell you, Ben Simmons going to want a bag. And the thing is, Ben Simmons is one of those players where somebody's going to give him a bag.
Somebody's going to give him a bag because he's
just Ben Simmons.
One, he's Ben Simmons. The media's hyped him up enough that he'll bring people into the sand.
Before he got in the league, he'll
make a team money just off of his name.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's the biggest thing.
As crazy as that sounds, because he hasn't really done much, but yeah.
I mean, he's averaging like decent numbers, but the fact that it makes me mad to see somebody like him and think, yo, do you know how great he could be if he developed a shot in the post game?
Yeah.
How like incredible. I think he could easily be a
he
top
scores
10 player.
like 15, 18 a game off layups.
Like transition.
Yep.
If you give him a shot in post, he's averaging 25.
Yeah. He's averaging 25. That's not too exaggerating. Yeah.
He's taking at least another 4 or 5 shots a game, if not more. If you know you got it, when your team needs it, you're going to go get it. I think he'd be a great player. I don't know. We'll see how that goes next year, I guess.
Yeah. So next up, we got the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic.
I don't know why this game is split. I don't know why this series.
Did you see game 1?
I saw the highlights.
Well, DJ Augustine thought it was an all-star. That's why game 1 was split.
Technically, it was an all-star for 60 minutes.
I mean, he was going off. He was snapping. I was watching that game, and I was like, it seemed like every possession he was just getting buckets in that fourth quarter.
And I'm just looking like, yo, defense. But y'all gonna guard him?
Well, also, even though he was going off, that game was still close because the Raptors are good. But if Kyle Lowry decided to actually score, they would have still won that game. But Kyle Lowry's down for like doing nothing.
He have 0 points?
He had 0 points on 7 shots.
How are you technically the second best player on that team at 0 points?
I mean, he had a bad game.
0?
But look, in the second,
get fouled.
He dropped 22 in the game too. He came out ready. He dropped 22 on 13 shots. He does this
every year. He has those off games in the playoffs, and it's
for some reason
you're a little bit old, bro. You're 31, 32. Come on now. Like when you're 21, 22, 23.
And he's been to multiple Eastern Conference Finals. He's been to
Eastern Conference Finals
he should know
for
what
the
to
past
do.
like 5 years.
He should know what to do by now.
He knows. He lost to the same person every year. Come on now.
But I think, and I might sound crazy for this, and I might just be setting myself up for failure. I got faith in him this year.
Who?
Kyle Lowry. And this
in
is
what sense?
And this is why. Like, I don't think he's going after that game 1 fiasco. I don't think he's going to have the same like Kyle Lowry playoffs that we've seen every single year.
What does evidence point to?
Well, this is why I say this, because he just looked different in that game, in game 2. Like, he looked aggressive. He looked poised. He looked like he was ready to do it. And I also think in his head, I feel like, and this maybe just be me projecting what I think he's thinking, but he thinks, I feel like he has a better number one go-to guy than he used to have. So it's less pressure on him because Kawhi is a way better player than DeMar was. So like that just elevates their.
He's reaching.
That elevates their his mindset. I don't know.
I never heard so much reach in my life.
I just really think he's going to be all right this year. And like I said, I probably set myself up for disappointment, but you know,
100%. I'm not going to take one game and compare it to 5 years.
I've always liked Kyle Lowry.
I like him. I just think too consistently, 4 years in a row, he has a couple games, and not all of them. For majority, he's all right, but a couple games he just doesn't show up at all.
Yeah, this is true.
And usually those games are games where they kind of needed him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's okay versus the Magic because I think they'll still survive. But if you do this any further than this round, that could be an L.
This might be that.
Who they playing next? The 76ers?
They'll play the Sixers. The Sixers beat the.
I hope you don't show up. Don't show up for 4 games. See what happens.
They might still be all right, though.
Nah, I'm not going to disrespect the Sixers that much, though.
That's not the disrespect, but like.
That's disrespect.
Pascal Siakam.
That's disrespect. That's just look.
Norman Powell's all right.
Norman Powell's all right.
Serge.
G League.
Who, Serge?
No, I'm playing with the cook, the chef. All right, done with all this talk. Basically, playoffs. Our guess is Warriors about to win it all. Let's just keep it.
Yeah, I'm still not worried about the Warriors. Yeah, I'm not. To keep it a buck. They seem locked in. They seem locked in.
Some of these games are fun to watch, but Warriors are about to win.
Pay attention to that Denver San Antonio series.
Yeah,
people, I'm telling you.
I think that's the one everybody got to watch.
Series
if
to
you
watch.
Want to see a good game, you pay attention to that.
It might not be that exciting. Like, you ain't gonna see much of alley oops, some dunks, people step back in for 3. But if you just want to watch some good basketball, watch that series. If you want to watch somebody just go off on offense, watch the Rockets.
Oh gosh. All right. So, front office movements.
Yeah,
happened in like 3 days. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
One, stuff was already planned out before he went down. We all know Luke Walton. Basically, we knew he was getting fired since LeBron got injured.
Low key, the Kings said we're trying to hire him like a week before he even got fired. Like the Kings were like, "Yo, we're trying to hire him before the season was over."
So he got fired. Basically had an interview that wasn't probably even an interview. It was probably like, "Yo, come in. I got a T-shirt for you. Put this on when you walk out. We can start the press conference now." He got hired on spot, basically.
I think he's gonna be good on that team, though.
Yeah, I think he'll be good. I think because I never had the chance to see what Luke Walton was all about because he had these young players. He didn't really have good young players at the time.
Like his first year with the Lakers, you're saying?
Yeah, and like last year he had a little bit better players, but they were really young. And it just wasn't the right mix of players. So I think right now the Kings have a really good squad. I think if they'd ran it back with the same team they
had last year, he would have been all right. It would have been fun to see him.
I think they would have obviously been better. They probably would have been better than this year's Lakers.
Yeah, if they'd have ran it back with the same team as last year.
Yeah, because basically they had the same record. So I think he'll be all right. Just like we said last week, we all know.
What you about to say?
Who's going to be the Lakers' next head coach?
Who's going to be? You really think Ty Lue going to be Lakers' next head coach?
It's on NBA.com.
I mean, everybody.
The first person they hit up to interview was Ty Lue.
They did hit up Ty Lue. They also hit up. They hit up.
Yo, bring Ty Lue in.
They hit up Monty Williams. Yeah, as well.
Ty Lue's gonna be the next head coach.
Oh, okay, all right.
You could bring in Monty Williams, give him Magic's position. Somebody got to fill that in.
I don't want. I don't know. I just don't like Ty Lue for some reason.
I don't like Ty Lue either, but Ty Lue knows how to handle LeBron.
This is true, and that's what you said last week. Yeah. And I mean, it's not a false statement.
Like, I honestly don't think, like, at LeBron's age right now and him dealing with young kids, I don't think LeBron wants an actual coach.
Yeah.
He doesn't want somebody like, because what's gonna happen is like I said last week, somebody with his IQ, you can't call a timeout and say, yo, this is the play, and LeBron sits there and says, nah, this ain't the play because this ain't gonna work. Let me tell you why. Yeah. And it's kind of like, damn, that nigga right. He's right. Yeah. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, but it is what it is. Ty Lue, I think, going to get it. And then do I think I know where they're going to go from there? I got to see what the offseason brings.
I have no idea who they're going to replace Magic Johnson with. I have no clue.
Like, honestly, the Lakers as an organization has a big question mark on it right now.
They got a lot to figure out.
I don't know who they picking up. I don't know who they letting go. I don't know what this team's going to look like. I know what the head coach probably going to look like, but I don't know anything else.
Like, player-wise, I don't know who they're going to sign.
None of that. So, I mean, I'm going to keep my eyes open all summer.
Timeout. First off, one thing I did hear that I thought was very interesting, and I honestly hope does not happen. People are saying, yo, Kobe Bryant should take over as president of the Lakers and replace Magic Johnson. I'm like, can we stop hiring players just because they have a connection to the Lakers? I feel like nothing Kobe has done to make it. Like, he's got, like... Kobe does have the I guess I'll say the coldness to just look at the X's and O's and not really care what people think about him when it comes to decision making.
Yeah.
But, like... I don't see why else they would say, yo, Kobe.
I mean, I'll put it this way.
Like, I was so confused when I heard, like...
Is there a better choice sitting anywhere?
I don't know. That's the thing.
I don't think it's a better choice. I feel like... Honestly, I thought Magic was a good choice.
And I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't think Magic was a good choice when I first heard about it.
I mean, I thought Magic was a good choice. I thought when LeBron came there, I was like, yo, LeBron and Magic about to get together, and they about to make some things happen. And when the Anthony Davis thing first came out, I was like, yo, this is their chance to shine. Yeah. Like, they about to get this done. Yeah. And it fell apart, and then everything just fell apart. And I was like, wow.
You're right. I feel you.
But you know how Magic is. Whenever something doesn't go his way, he don't want to hurt his legacy. He dips.
So
told you about the coaching thing.
I was about to say, I looked into that, like you said last week. I think it was like 15. It was either 15 or 16 games in. They won like the first 5 or 6.
Then they lost like
the next 10, and he said, "I'm out of here."
He said, "I'm out." I told you. He said, "I'm out." He literally dipped. I told you when stuff don't go right, I was like, because he has such a great legacy.
And the thing is, he don't want to mess it up to the Lakers, and they still was like, "Yeah, we gonna hire you anyway."
Yeah, come back and be president of operations. Yeah, that's what happened.
That's
I think
funny.
It's crazy. We can get to this. David Griffin.
Yeah, so the New Orleans Pelicans hired David Griffin as, I want to say, is GM or president over there?
Vice president of basketball operations.
Vice president of basketball operations, because they fired their other guy. I don't even remember his name, but he got fired mainly because of the Anthony Davis stuff.
Because of the AD stuff, yeah.
And David Griffin, first day on the job, was like, hey, yo, I'm pretty confident we're going to keep Anthony Davis.
The crazy thing is... When I read the article, they said he said that and actually has never spoke to Anthony Davis yet at this point. I said, yo, hold on. So this guy said he's confident that he can keep Anthony Davis. One, on what track record are we going on that he's a great person at his job? And take LeBron out of the equation.
But at the same time, I feel like he had to say that. You know what I mean? Like, what else
you do?
What else
when you come in, you can't be
like... You got to come in with the optimism. I got the energy. I'm fresh. I'm new.
He did say if he doesn't want to be here, then we won't make him stay here.
Yeah,
he did say that. So he gave himself a little escape door in the bag. He did. He said it. Like, if he don't want to be here, then we'll get rid of him. Whatever.
I mean, they will be able to throw. They'll be able to throw that Supermax bag his way though. So we'll see what happens.
I think he knows that. I don't think he wants it.
No, he doesn't.
No, he knows. He knows exactly what's up.
He's leaving regardless. Yeah. Anthony Davis is leaving.
He's chilling. But we're basically in Philadelphia area. We're in New Jersey, South Jersey. So we got to get to some more Sixers talk. That's who we've been keeping our eyes on.
That's true.
The whole time. That's who we want to see succeed. That's all. I don't want to see no more Warriors. Sixers got to get a chip soon, man. There's a lot going on in Philly. Eagles Super Bowl. Philly's looking like they talk about Philly's going to the World Series. I don't think that'll happen this year.
Yeah, they bugging.
But I think right now they currently have the best record in MLB.
Do they really?
Yeah, they definitely have the best offense in baseball right now. Period. I think they're 11-5, something like that going on. But we don't even got to get into that. We're gonna stick to the Sixers. So We got a problem. This is the conversation we've been having, right? Conversation we've been having is Ben Simmons holding the Sixers back.
So
do we think we can trade him? And I remember we had this conversation last week. We stepped on it real quick. And I said, if you get a good enough point guard, yes. But I don't think he's holding them back. I think that a regular point guard would do better in his position than he does in his position. I don't think we should get rid of him. I think if he pushed, but at the end of the day, if you want to get a point guard, you got to get rid of Ben Simmons probably to do that. I don't see another way around it.
So this is true, and this is why we made it interesting when they talked about. It's funny that you mentioned trading for a good point guard, because I saw, like we was talking about earlier, we saw that report today that came out that Elton Brand, brought up should we trade Ben Simmons?
Yeah,
and the owner was like, nah, bro. Which I don't think they have to look into it, but I don't think it's. I don't think it was such a way that he's like off limits to trade.
I think what they were scared of is if you get his name in trade rumors and you don't get anything you would like back in return, because you need, if you put Ben Simmons on a trade block, as much as people think he's a bum, you're gonna get a good point guard back.
Yeah, because he's young,
and he has a lot of promise. You just got to work with him. So you would get something back. If they don't get back what they want, those rumors usually affect people's games.
Rumors do affect games.
And
they
then
affect
you
chemistry.
do that, he's gonna say, "All right, cool. Well, I'm out of here next year." He don't got to tell him that. He can just get up and leave and then the thing. So I think there's a lot that goes into that, why they don't want to upset the locker room. Because one thing the Sixers always had was a decent locker room. They never had any real issues. It's a decent locker room in Philly. It's really not that bad compared to, other organizations around trade time.
To listen to the coach pretty well and things like that.
It's pretty nice over there. I know we got Jimmy Butler now, so that might change. But, it's pretty nice over there. But, yeah, I don't think he's holding them. My big thing is people point all the fingers at Ben. And I think, you say, Ben can't guard a guard. No, the Sixers can't
Ben's
guard
not meant to guard the guard.
That's what I'm saying. He's 6'10", like 250. He's not built to guard a guard.
That's like saying, Karl Anthony Towns, go guard point guards.
And
no,
you know what I mean, and do a good job. That's not how life works.
KD doesn't guard point guards on a regular basis. That's that type of height of a person.
That's what
guard point guards.
We try to explain that to people, but they act like they don't understand it. So we explain
LeBron don't even really be guarding point guards like that as much as he used to. But he's also still 2 inches shorter. Yeah, he did back in the day, but not really no more.
And he could back in the day, but it's just it shouldn't happen that way. So to get to that point, them not being able to guard guards isn't truly on Ben Simmons. It's the fact that we have other defensive problems.
They don't really have any. Because outside of Jimmy Butler, we don't have any people who are known for their defense.
Nobody.
At least to be a semi-solid two-way player. Tobias Harris never really had a reputation of being a good defender.
JJ's not a good defender at all.
A wet paper towel on defense.
He actually probably gets targeted. And Ben, they put Ben to guard point guards or guards, and he can't do it. So and
honestly, even lately, they're probably going at Joel Embiid because he's slow.
Yeah. It's kind of like they have a defensive issue, and I don't think it's so much the individual players as much as it is just trying to figure out, one, you need a good defensive player that can shoot to replace JJ. I'm going to say it. I think that's the first move that needs to happen this offseason. I think if you find somebody that can shoot, that can play defense, you're fine.
And it's not going to cost that much money.
And not going to cost too much money. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was looking at the list that I don't have here now. And I don't know who they can pick up.
You know who would fit perfect? A Trevor Ariza from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When he was still shooting well and playing good defense.
Is he not shooting well this season?
Not as good as he was when he was on the
Washington.
Rockets.
Ain't nobody watching the Washington games.
Exactly.
We might be able to spark some interest there. I would say, Trev.
Yeah, because I don't.
1 year or 2 year
deal. If my memory serves correctly, he's not on a huge deal, so he might either be a free agent or just.
Hey, come over. You can get somebody like that, get him playing like he used to, just when he was on the Rockets.
Yeah.
Get him like that on the Sixers. That answers one problem. And honestly, with Ben, I want to move Ben to a 4 and find a point guard. But there's no free agent.
Ben Simmons would be a great 4 if he learned some post moves and got a mid-range jump shot.
That was my biggest thing.
He'd be a 4 who can handle the ball. He'd be a 4 who'd be able to take his defender off the dribble if they put a big guy on him or put him in the post and take a small person on him.
I need Ben to be like a Blake Griffin. And that's what I want from Ben.
Wow. Yeah.
Blake Griffin got really good handles while he was in the league. He's a pretty good shooter now. He's a decent shooter.
He's a nice
I've watched
shooter.
a lot of step back threes
nice
that
shooter,
somebody his size should probably not be
cross.
doing. Yeah.
Cash.
So I think Ben, with work, I would want Ben to look like Blake Griffin. I think that would be great for the Sixers.
Actually, a pretty good comparison that I hadn't thought about. I'm not mad at that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think that's who he could be like. Body size.
Trevor Ariza is a free agent this summer.
I think the Sixers should look into that.
The unrestricted free agent.
You don't have to give him a bag.
Nope.
You don't need to give him a bag. I don't think he wants to go anywhere specific. Probably end up on the Lakers. But he needs to go to Philly. I think Trevor needs to go to Philly. I'm thinking they might be thinking that. Why wouldn't you be? You're not trying to bring back JJ.
He did shoot not that great from 3 this season.
What did he shoot?
32%. But he shot 30. Well, actually, let me rephrase. So he spent about 30 games on the Suns. Shot 36%.
Yeah.
Came to Washington, shot 32%. So I don't. Wait a minute. He was all over this league this year. I'm sorry.
He was on another team besides that. Where did he start at this season?
I thought he started with the Phoenix.
Or did he start with the Rockets?
The Basketball Reference is saying he also spent time on Toronto, but I don't think that's correct.
That's never happened.
Yeah.
It might be one of those things where it was a sign and
the
trade.
season before, his season on Rockets, he had 36% from 3, shooting 6 threes a game. So I'm like, if we can get that, Trevor, if we need to shoot like 35%.
If we can get him, I think we're fine. And I think it's possible. Ben does drive and kick. Joel brings an inside presence that people bang down on. So I think that he might be able to get more open shots.
And he's a solid defender still. I mean, he'll be 34 next year, but
he probably can guard better than anybody on the Sixers right now.
I mean, that's also true.
So, we'll see what happens. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with that situation at all. Hope for the best. Sixers laughter. We're going to get into that one.
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't actually see. I saw the.
Did you watch the video?
I saw the play, but I haven't seen them laugh. So talk through that.
All right. So I saw it on YouTube today. Basically, Joel got the he
got that flagrant
ball,
one.
Swung through. Cracked you in the face. So pretty hard.
In my head, I saw Shaq talk about it after the game, and I'm like, hold you. I'm gonna agree with Shaq. It wasn't really an intentional foul.
It didn't look intentional.
It was just like he went to make a post
bang
move.
Up down there. Yeah,
he had the ball in his hands. You keep your elbows out. That's what they teach you to do.
On in the paint. Yeah.
And he spun.
That was it. And he got upset. And basically at the end, he apologized. I couldn't tell what was said for the laugh. You got it?
I'm looking at it now. Continue. But I
don't know what was said to make them laugh, but Ben looked like he said something and started cracking up, and Joel started dying. So people been talking, I know Sixer fans were like, yo, you guys are a disgrace. You're ignorant. I'm like, relax. It's basketball. They're calling them immature. I was listening to the radio.
Okay, so this is what they were saying. All right. I saw, looks like Joel said in his apology, I saw the replay and obviously it wasn't intentional. I got him pretty good and I'm sorry about that. Embiid then looked at Simmons and they both started laughing. And then Embiid spoke again and said, I'm sorry about it. It wasn't intentional. And then Embiid said the reason they were laughing was because he says, I'm usually not humble. That's why he's laughing. So Simmons, I guess, was laughing, not laughing at the injury or the elbow itself. He said he was laughing because Joel's usually not apologetic and humble. So it was just weird seeing him like that.
It's fucking bullshit.
Low-key. It goes to show their immaturity in that.
Yeah, I mean,
how old is Simmons? 22?
22.
So
22 years under us. I probably would have laughed at the situation.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you.
It's whatever. I don't think it's as big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal.
People was like, yo, this is a disgrace to the Sixers.
But a lot of people were wondering, yo, do you think the Nets would retaliate and try to hurt somebody or do a hard foul in Game 3 or something like that? I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think the Nets are that type of team.
I don't think they are either. I think the way they'll try to get back at him is let's just get this W.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna try to beat the brakes off of them.
That doesn't happen.
We'll see.
But we'll see.
Nets
we got games tonight.
Nets are winning tonight.
Actually, we got a game in 20 minutes.
Yep, we got the Sixers versus the Nets. Game 3. Who you got?
20 minutes. Like I said earlier, I think if the Sixers just play their regular style and their players do what they're supposed to do, I don't need anybody to go off.
Side note: Embiid is a game time decision. That's what just popped up on NBA.com.
All right, so Embiid's gonna play. He's gonna play against his will, against their decision, because they're probably telling him you shouldn't. Embiid's like, nah.
Yo, if you don't play, they're losing.
If he don't play, they're gonna lose.
Okay. Denver, San Antonio. I got San Antonio.
I got Spurs.
Yeah, the game's in San Antonio.
Where's it at?
It's in San Antonio.
Yeah, I got Spurs.
And they already won one. Come on now.
I got Spurs.
San Antonio about to win both games at home, bro.
Because they would have won number 2 if Jamal ain't just get off like that.
Exactly. And
I think they would have won that.
Warriors, Clippers. Warriors by 20.
By 30. Easiest thing on DraftKings you can put on. That's not a sponsorship. They did not pay us for that. But easiest thing you can put your money on is DraftKings.
Nah, I don't even bother. It's probably like a minus 1,300.
Yeah, you're probably actually only gonna win like
5 cents.
5 cents on your dollar. Not even worth it. We're gonna get to these games. Definitely. We got anything else to talk about? We wrapping this one up.
Yeah. Anything else? I don't have it. That's covered everything.
Nah. It's short. Just playoff games that everybody expected. Some GM movements, stuff like that. That's really it.
Excited to see these games tonight. All right, yo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you in the next one.
All right, guys.
Peace.